Hello and welcome back everyone to Kavita Divakar's class once again. In today's class, I am going to discuss a unique topic for you all, and it is based on my subscribers' request. Some of you wanted to know about my journey in detail, and this is what I am going to discuss in today's video. If anybody feels why am I dressed a bit odd today, it is because in India it is a festive day and we celebrate Raksha Bandhan for today, where every sister ties Rakhi to her brother, a thread-like thing. I had enough time to create video, so I thought of creating one for you all and letting you know about my journey in detail. So let's start with the video and have a look at everything I have done in my life. I had discussed in one of my videos that when I started practicing English, I was in class 7th. Since then, I have been practicing. Now, when I was in class 7th, I never thought that English is going to be very important or it is going to be very crucial. I did it because I wanted to look better. I wanted to look like my teacher. This was the only reason I started practicing English, because at that age nobody knows how important English is, and it is a global language. It will connect me to people outside India, nothing like that. I only wanted to speak English because I wanted to look like my teacher. That was the only habit. I started copying my teacher. Now I'll tell you how I copied my teacher. When I started copying her, it was a habit of mine to speak like her. But I did not speak anything randomly. My teacher had a habit of picking up any student randomly, making them stand and asking them to read a paragraph, and after that she explained. And she would pick up any student randomly. So I was also that student who would be very studious those days, and I had a habit of being better than everyone else, to be good enough so that I do not embarrass my own self while I speak in front of everyone. So I used to revise everything a day before the lecture, and I used to practice everything by reading myself. So the first thing I started in my life was reading. I was in English medium school and I'm privileged for that because I got to hear from my teachers. But I did not learn English because all my friends were of my category. All of them spoke either Hindi or local language Marathi. Nobody spoke in English. So I started copying my teacher. After I returned back home, I used to read the sentences, a paragraph, and then repeat the same sentences by explaining it to myself the way my teacher did. And I did this for almost a year. For entire class 7th, I did the same way my teacher did. And this was my playtime. I'm telling you, this was my playtime because it was not a practice time for me. If it was something subjective and if I had to practice, I would have never done. I did because it was playtime. I would dress up like my teacher, hold a stick in my hand, and then practice like my teacher and write something on the board. I have a board also at my home. So I did this way. After I crossed my 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th class, I stopped this practice because my English teacher was changed and I did not felt like practicing it later on, and I had enough burden to study, for which I focused completely on studying for my class 8th, 9th, 10th because I always hoped that I would score better if I study well. So I stopped practicing English for almost 3 years again. And after my class 10th, I was again at that stage where I could speak some broken sentences, but I never involved speaking with somebody. Because the moment I went in front of the teacher and I spoke to her, she would speak something. I would reply her in saying, yes, okay ma'am, no ma'am, okay I will do, I have not done this and that. And if I spoke something more, she would speak even 10 sentences, and that would embarrass me that no, I do not know, I'll get stuck. My teacher would speak something more. So I did not talk to her. I never had the habit of talking to anybody in front of me in conversation time. So after I crossed my 10th, I was at that stage where I could speak some broken sentences, but I was not fluent enough. That day after I entered my college, that was the beginning of me realizing that I am somewhere lacking in my life and I need to develop the speaking skills in me. Because what I observed was a disparity in my college. Some students in my college were brilliant enough in their presentable looks, in their cloth brands what they wore, and they had a group of friends to whom they always had a talk, but they never tried talking to us. Whereas me and my friend circle always had Hindi speaking or Marathi speaking people. We never involved in speaking English. And there was such a difference in both of such set of people that we never approached them, talking to them, because we felt that if we go to them, they will not talk to us. So I stopped. I definitely never approached them. I was scared enough to talk to these people. I thought that these people are rich, they will not respond us. So why go and insult our own self, right? So I did not do that. But I used to feel that these people are looking rich just by the way they are. They do not carry money in their hand, but even while I see them, I feel like they have something different in them than me. And that was the stage where I realized that I have to be like them. I need to look a bit rich like them. Just by speaking English, if this could happen, then definitely I have to learn it. And I'll learn it someday, definitely. And that someday also had a target for me. I always thought that once I improve and by my graduation, I go out, I step out, I will have to look for a job. So by graduation, anyhow, I have to be fluent in English because communication skill was the most required thing in jobs. So I thought that within these 3-4 years, I have to improve with my English skill so that I get good job. This was also a motto. And the only dream I had was becoming rich. And this helped to me learn English. So I would say that if you have a dream, just do not dream to learn English because it is a global language and it is required. Have a dream of something better, that if you all want to look better, if you all want to attract somebody or influence someone by your own set of speaking skill, then definitely you should go for it. Okay, you will have to improve yourself by talking to yourself daily. Now coming to college, when I started with my college, I did not have again to speak anybody. So I did not have YouTube. In fact, I did not have phone that time. So I thought that how will I practice? So for practicing, I started watching TV channel. For TV channel also, I did not have cable connection at my house. Only 2 channels were visible for me on my TV, and that was Doordarshan and DD News channel. These 2 channels. On DD News, we have news coming every day at 7 p.m. that too in English. So I started watching that. I did not ask anyone. Okay, I did not have any English teacher that time, and I did not even know how to learn English. I had nobody to help me. So I started watching English news. But I'll frankly tell you that everything I watched, almost 95% of what I watched was above my head. I never understood to what they were saying. It was so difficult because there were no subtitles and they spoke only once. Everything, whatever they spoke just once. So I did not have any other option just to listen to them, speaking like, oh, what they're speaking. But anyway, I did it because I had to improve. I had no other option. So at least I'll get somebody to listen to. So I started listening to them. Later on, when I started practicing, I did not even know how to practice. But I had a habit that whenever I learn something, I read out loud, I explain to myself, and then I learn. Whether it's biology, whether it is chemistry or any subject, I try speaking to that paragraph on my own, trying to learn like this and speaking to myself, explaining it to myself, and then I learn it automatically. So this habit of learning by speaking to myself became my English practice unknowingly. I never even realized that this learning habit will improve my English eventually, and this helped. For almost 2-3 years, I practiced this way. I used to learn every subject, and this became my regular practice because every day I had to sit for my studies and I had to learn something for finishing my syllabus for appearing exam. And then I started practicing like this, and then I started learning everything by reading out loud, and this helped me improve my English as well. So I did not involve any grammar sessions. I did not learn all these grammar translations from Hindi to English. I did not do anything. I simply practiced by speaking to myself. This is why I said, if I can improve speaking to myself, why can't you? The only thing I had in my mind was I had to become rich. I wanted to look rich. I had to improve my speaking skill, for which I had been practicing. And eventually I practiced, and I did not even realize. I did not come to know. When I had my presentation in the first year of my master's program, I had a presentation where my HOD professor came in front of the class and he said that I do not know what profession you want to be in, Kavita, but if you plan to go in teaching, you will crack it because you have excellent speaking skills. And I feel that all these practice from class 7 till class 15, whatever I had practiced, summed up for that one day appreciation from my teacher. And after that appreciation, I realized that I am good enough in speaking. And then I felt like I should start sharing this with all of you and help you all learn. So I hope this journey helped. And I would only like to advise you that all those people who do not have anybody to speak with, Please do not complain that you do not have anybody and you lack these resources and this is why you're not able to learn. This is a complaint. This is an excuse you're giving to yourself. All those people who say that it's so boring talking to ourselves, I don't like talking, again, it's a complaint because you're not interested in learning this language. All right. And all those people who say that I have seen an improvement in me, I am copying you, I am talking like you, I am copying your sentences, and if you are observing difference in you, you are at the right track, you are learning something, you are improving, and you will definitely improve within short span. And I took so many years from class 7 to almost 50, almost span of 8-10 years for improving my English. But I did this because I did not realize that what is the best method to practice, how to practice. I did not know all this. I eventually did it by learning it to myself. But for you, you have a commitment, you have a target of improving yourself in a year. So plan it accordingly. Start practicing it from today. If you feel that you will have to observe the difference within next 6 months, record an audio of yourself today. Okay, keep it safe and watch it after 6 months. Record another audio, listen to both of them and judge yourself how much have you improved. I can assure you, I can definitely give you 100% assurance that if you are practicing it daily, you will observe the changes and it will do a profound impact on you. Okay, it has to do a major change. You do not have to have money in your hand to look rich. You just need to focus on your speaking skills. The more better you speak, the more presentable your look becomes and the more impactful your appearance becomes. Okay, I am clear enough with everything. This is a constructive knowledge you are building up every day when you're trying to speak. And one day, this constructivism is going to become commendable for you. And somebody in front of you, the way my teacher appreciated me, somebody someday will come in front of you and say, oh my God, I see such a huge change in you. You were nowhere some years back and now you are so better than before. Okay, for that one day appearance and change in you, you will have to work for last 2-3 years. Okay, if you have planned for 6 months, do it 6 months. For 1 year, take it 1 year. Okay, there is no limitation of learning. Just have a target, commitment, start practicing, and do not fear disappointment. Some of you say that when I try talking to someone, I become so unconfident, I feel so nervous, I get stuck. This is going to come. This is going to come. This is how we begin with our journey. If you go and check out my last videos which I had created in the beginning, and if you see my this video, there is a huge change in me. Okay, and this happens in every case. Whatever you step in the beginning, you will have to face everything. Okay, disappointment, embarrassment, somebody might insult you, somebody might laugh at you. Okay, fine, let them do that. This is their job, but you are improving. You look at my first video, I did it so bad. Then I improved, and I kept improving, and I'm still improving because I'm incorporating changes in me. I'm analyzing myself that in the first video I did this mistake, I do not have to repeat this, and I have to come back better. Okay, anybody criticizing, of course they will, because they are not even doing what you are trying to do. Okay, you are better than them. Realize that and start working upon that. Okay, do not let anybody tell you that you're worthless or you're good for nothing. Okay, keep your emotions positive so that you act positive, you feel positive, and you attract positive. Okay, only then you will observe some changes. And I feel I have spoken a lot even today. I have the habit of making huge long videos because I speak from my heart. Definitely, I do not think that only these many points to cover and I'll end the video in short and concise it, because it eventually happens. When you speak from your heart, you do not know what all to speak. You might speak even longer. So I'm sorry if I have wasted your time, and I'm thankful if you liked the video. If you like it, please do like and subscribe to my channel for more such good content. I am planning to create a playlist wherein I will speak up a particular topic and I'll help y'all speak up that sentences in a fluent manner. Okay, if y'all want that playlist, also let me know in the comment section. I'll start creating it very soon. In the beginning, I did not know what people is going to watch me, what is my audience all about. I did not have any subscribers. I started from 0 subscribers. Now I have ample of people watching me and appreciating my effort. I thank you, all of them. You people are just amazing, and I want you all to improve as much as you can. I want to see the improvement in my subscriber. And if any day somebody comes and tells me that, ma'am, I have seen a drastic change in me through your videos, I have improved a lot, and if you send me the audio of that through my Instagram page, I'll definitely be very happy, and that will be the biggest happiness of my life if anybody improves through me. Okay, so this is it for today. I hope you all enjoyed watching me. Happy Raksha Bandhan to everyone. I'll see you in the next class with some other topic. Till then, bye bye and take care everyone. Namaste to all.